Good morning, students. In this video, we will study the lesson 11 in your English literature, that is a Tuesday. So, it will be better if you all sit with your textbooks as well because it will help you. As I read and as I explain, you will also follow in your textbook. So, here I go. On an afternoon walk to the park with his sister Jane, the twins and their governess Mary Poppins, Michael Banks find a compass by the roadside. Mary Poppins tells Michael and Jane that the compass takes people around the world. But Michael does not believe her. Then, all at once, the magic begins to happen. Okay, so before we go ahead into the story, as always, I will tell you a brief about the summary of the lesson. So, this lesson, which is written by PL Travers, is an extract which is taken. If you go back on the page number 109, you will find that this is an extract, a part which is taken from the storybook, from the book called Mary Poppins, right? So, this is not the entire story, but just a part of it, just an extract of it. Fine? Okay. You will find in this story five characters, okay, five main characters, and they are, first of all, is Mary Poppins herself. She is a governess. A governess is a person who takes care of children in the absence of their parents. Okay, so Mary Poppins is that woman. Then there are four brothers and sisters. One is Michael, the other is Jane, and there are two more twins. Fine. So these are the main characters you will find, and then some other characters we will find as we go through the story. Okay, so what happens that on an afternoon walk, when these four children along with their governess Mary Poppins, they had just they were by walking by the roadside on a regular afternoon. Mary Poppins tells Michael and Jane, okay, about a compass. Now, what is a compass? A compass is a device which helps people to navigate directions, right? And how many directions are there? There are four directions, right? North, south, east, and west. So you will find a compass is a small device, a small instrument which helps to navigate directions. And you will also see that in between of the compass there is a arrow. That arrow always points towards the north direction. So that compass they find while walking on that afternoon day in the on the roadside. Okay. Okay. Now, when they find the compass, actually Michael is the one who finds the compass. So when Michael finds the compass and tells Mary, his governess, about the compass, Mary then tells Michael and other children that what is the use of this particular compass, because this is not an ordinary compass. This is a special compass which will take them around the world. They are just going to go on an adventure. They are going to embark on an adventure, and because of the help of this compass. Okay. Mary Poppins had a curious expression on her face. So, what is the meaning of curious here? Curious means Mary Poppins had a strange expression on her face when she had the compass in her hand. She says, "You just watch," she said. She held the compass in her hand and said north. So, what she did when she found the compass, she took it in her hand and then she said, what word she said that time? She said north. Okay, and north is, it's the direction north. And suddenly something started happening, something strange started happening. The letters slid around the arrow, dancing giddily. The letters means the letters north, North. These letters started moving inside the compass, and it appeared as if the letters are dancing. Suddenly, the surroundings grew bitterly cold. Now, the special thing about north and why it's so cold, because we always say that in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere, it is utterly cold, right? It's bitterly cold. It's a the Since those two poles are away from the equator where the sun's rays fall directly, they are the regions of the earth where there is immense cold temperatures and immense low temperatures. So that's why those areas are always cold. So suddenly they experienced that the surroundings are getting cold. And the wind became so icy that Jane and Michael shut their eyes against it. The wind which was blowing, it became so icy that it was so hard for them to open their eyes also. So they means the children, Jane and Michael, they closed their eyes when the wind started blowing because it was so icy cold, right? It was not normal cold, it was icy cold. When they opened them, the park had disappeared. Means the park where they were strolling, they were taking an afternoon stroll, that park had totally disappeared when they opened their eyes. Instead, they were surrounded by great boulders of blue ice and snow. So now, instead of a park, instead of the greenery, the grass, the playground, the children playing, the people walking, suddenly there were huge rocks of snow and ice. Huge rocks of ice and snow everywhere. Oh no, cried Jane, shivering with cold and surprise. She was surprised at the same time, as well as she was also cold. Obviously, anyone, like suddenly if you open your eyes and you're in the like in the North Pole, in the northern hemisphere, you will feel surprised and you will be shocked as well. Right? Right? And she was also shivering with cold. Oh no, what has happened to us? She said. So Jane said that what is happening right now? She couldn't believe what was going on. Mary Poppins sniffed. Now, sniffed means smelled, okay? This kind of action. So, Mary Poppins sniffed. What was she trying to sniff? What was she trying to figure out? That we have to read the story to find out. At that moment, a huge white polar bear leaped out from behind a rock. Just when they had reached the North Pole, and Jane had just come to the realization that they are in the North Pole and it's so cold over there, and like she was so perplexed. Just then, a huge white polar bear, right? Polar bears live in the North Pole. So he came out from behind a ice rock, means a big boulder of ice. He stood on his hind legs and hugged Mary Poppins. Now see, hind legs means many animals have four legs, right? They walk on four legs. But certain animals, sometimes they can also stand on their two legs as well. So the two legs on which they stand are known as hind legs. You can see it in your book as well. He's standing on his legs, and since these legs are present behind, that's why they are known as hind legs. Fine. And hugged Mary Poppins. So there's a question for you. Can you hug a random person? Can you hug someone who you don't know or you've never met? No, right? So obviously this bear knew Mary Poppins, and that's why he hugged her as soon as he saw her. Her means Mary Poppins. Welcome to the North Pole. He welcomed Mary Poppins and said, welcome to the North Pole. Now we are sure that this bear definitely knows Mary Poppins. He said, smiling widely, right? He was smiling as well, and he welcomed all of them. Jane and Michael trembled. Trembling is an expression or is an action which signifies fear. Okay, so these children, Jane and Michael, they were fearful, obviously, because everything happening is new and strange to them, and they are surprised at the same time. So they trembled, they were fearful, they felt fear. Did polar bears eat children? They wondered. They were wondering among themselves that a polar bear, a huge polar bear, is standing in front of them. So is he going to eat them or what? Like, what is going to happen now? You are shivering, the bear said kindly. The bear was kind enough. He's a good bear. Okay, we can conclude it now that he's a good bear. So he said that you are shivering. Let me get you a little snack. So let me give you something to eat because you are shivering so much because of the cold. And he sprang into the blue green water and came up with a herring. Sprang means he jumped. Instantly went inside that cold water and he grabbed the herring. He tucked the fish into Mary Poppins' hands. He gave the fish to Mary Poppins. He offered it to her. He gave it to her. And then he said, then just see, tell me something, he began. Okay, polar bear is speaking right now. He says to them, tell me something, tell me. He began, but Mary Poppins interrupted him. But before he could only say it, before he could start speaking what he wanted to say, Mary Poppins interrupted in between and she said, we are on a world tour and we have to leave. So Mary Poppins told him that they were on a world tour. They were going on a tour around the world. And that's why they couldn't stay longer over there. So they have to leave. Thank you for the fish. She also thanked the polar bear for the fish, for the kindness, for the gesture. And before anything else could happen, she said, south. She said to the compass. So when she says south, what do you think will happen? The letter south will start dancing inside the compass and they will reach somewhere in the southern hemisphere or the south pole. Okay. Jane and Michael felt the world spinning round them. So they felt that the entire world is moving, spinning around them because North Pole is it's a different pole, right? It's above, and then South Pole is down below. So they felt, these two children felt that the entire world is spinning, moving around them. The air grew soft and warm as they found themselves in a leafy jungle. Now they are in a leafy jungle. They are in a place where it's not that cold. It's not cold like it was in the northern hemisphere, like it was in the North Pole. It isn't cold. It's soft, it's warm, it's pleasant, it's nice. They liked it. Welcome, someone shrieked. Someone said, welcome, shrieked a large hyacinth macaw. Hyacinth macaw is a beautiful looking bird. It's a colorful looking bird and it somewhat looks like a parrot, but more beautiful than a parrot, right? If you see in your book on page number 106, you will find this blue beautiful bird. This bird is hyacinth macaw. So the hyacinth macaw shrieked means, why are we telling this that shrieked? Because hyacinth macaws or birds usually have a high pitched voice. So it somewhat sounds like shrieking. So with outstretched wings. So hyacinth macaw was flying, its wings were stretched. It was flying and it said in a very high pitched voice, welcome. It welcomed Mary Poppins and the other children. Mary Poppins, how nice to see you. Will you wait? Now, the hyacinth macaw asked instantly, as soon as it saw Mary Poppins, it asked. And even here we can say that the hyacinth macaw knows Mary Poppins, and only that's why he's welcoming, and that's why he is calling out her by her own name, and that's why he's asking that, are you going to stay? Fine. So all of these animals, the polar bear and the hyacinth macaw, they all knew Mary Poppins. They all know Mary Poppins. Alas, we can't. Alas is an expression which shows sadness or grief or disappointment. So alas, we cannot. We are on our way around the world. So Mary Poppins again tells the hyacinth macaw that sorry, we cannot stay here. It's sad, it's disappointing, it's we cannot stay here. What a journey. Well, at least eat some bananas instead of that wriggling fish. Now, who is saying this? It's the hyacinth macaw. He says that, wow, amazing, what a journey you are on. You are on an adventure basically. And It's okay if you are leaving that early, if you want to leave quickly. Since you're on a tour, you cannot stay for a long period of time. At least eat some bananas instead of that fish which you're having in your hand. So just see, the fish that the polar bear had given Mary Poppins, she had not yet eaten. Neither any of them had eaten. But here again, the Hyacinth macaw is offering them some bananas. So we will see if she eats or not. However, she is very kind enough to appreciate the gesture. So she takes the banana, she keeps it and thanks them, and then they leave. So, in this video, we will stop over here and we will continue the rest of the lesson in the next video. Thank you.